Forever 29 is an exciting and engaging podcast for all ages, a podcast that will encourage you to be forever young, to go beyond the cliche of so-called old folks, and make you believe that your age should not define you as a person. This podcast is hosted by the forever 29-year-old Gigi Gilbert, who is inviting you all to get on board her train of life. You don't want to miss it.
All aboard! All aboard!
Hi everyone, welcome to our 7th episode of Forever 29, the podcast that explores how to live a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. So our age should not define us. I am your host, Gigi, and with me, my co-host, Dr. Gilbert. Today we have a fascinating episode for you. How to help the environment with what we eat. You heard it right. What we eat can make a big difference for the sake of our planet. But before we dive into today's topic, how are you coping with this heat wave? It is so hot that I feel like I am melting. But hey, don't forget to smile and laugh, because that is one of our secrets to staying forever 29. Laughter is good for your mind and body. So let's try find out some humor in this situation. Maybe we can make some ice cream out of the sun. What do you think, Dr. G?
That sounds delicious. It could be more eco-friendly, though.
You're right. How about a cool non-dairy smoothie? Like a spinach berry smoothie? It is healthy and delicious. It is packed with vitamins and antioxidants. You will never taste the spinach.
Yummy. I would like some of that and be eco-friendly too. Remember, our topic for today is choosing foods that are less harmful to the environment. And from what is going on with our weather, I'm thankful to you, Gigi, for putting these topics out there. According to the U.S. National Centers for Environmental Prediction data and the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service, July 2023 was the hottest month ever recorded globally and almost certainly the warmest the planet had seen in over 100,000 years. Jeez. This extreme heat in July was driven by global warming and the El Nino again climate phenomenon, which has a heating effect on the Earth's atmosphere. The heat also impacts the environment and human health, such as more intense heat waves, melting glaciers, rising sea levels, droughts, wildfires, and heat-related illnesses. The scientists who monitor the climate have warned that this is a sign of uncharted territory and dire consequences for both people and the planet. They have urged more action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and limit global temperature rise. While I'm at it, some experts believe the wildfires that killed more than 60 people can be partly explained by climate changes in Hawaii. Therefore, it doesn't seem like the heat wave will end soon. So, staying hydrated by drinking lots of fluids is essential. Even if you don't feel thirsty, avoid alcohol and caffeinated drinks as they can dry you out. You can also munch on yummy foods with high water content like fruits and veggies, or ice cream if you are feeling naughty like Gigi here.
Hey, don't listen to Dr. G. He is just jealous of my awesome non-dairy spinach smoothie. It is way better than ice cream, trust me. I'm not just saying that. I am living that. I am all about reducing our carbon footprint by eating less meat and dairy. That is how we stay forever 29, right? But you know what else is important? Staying cool in this crazy heat. And I don't mean cool as in hip. I mean cool as in not dying of heat stroke. So please, for the love of spinach, don't use a fan when it's hotter than 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius outside. That is like blowing a hair dryer on your face, and not in a good way. A fan will only make you sweat more and dehydrated faster, and that is not cool at all. So stay away from the fan in extreme heat to avoid heat stress. Right, Dr. G?
Yes, and you know what? Many other factors can lead to heat stress and exhaustion. Heat stress and heat exhaustions are serious health risks when your body gets too hot. Some factors that can cause them are high temperature and humidity, lack of shade or cooling, heavy physical activity, dehydration, wearing too much clothing or protective gear, certain medications of health conditions, especially in older persons. So I believe that we had already addressed some of these issues in episodes 4 or 5. It's better to be safe than sorry. I hope these tips are helpful and you folks stay safe during this scorching heat.
It was episode 5 for sure. Thank you, Dr. G. Good tips. It is better to be safe than sorry or crispy with that weather. So now, join me in welcoming our new passenger. Welcome, folks.
Welcome.
If you are looking for a cool shade and a welcoming environment, you are at the right place. We are pleased to have you guys. We are at the Forever 29 train aimed to inspire one another to stay young and believe that age is just a number. And to our new passengers, we urge you, if you haven't done so, to go back to the previous episodes so you can follow our guidelines. Now it is time for a recap of our 5th and 6th episode. Dr. G?
Yeah. In episode 5, we've learned that electricity is fantastic, but comes at a cost. Most of our electricity is from burning fossil fuels, which pollute the air and contribute to climate change. That means every time we plug in our gadgets, we use fossil fuels indirectly. Our toasters, hair dryers, phone chargers, electric cars, and other electronic devices use electricity. We also learned how to use less electricity, switch to renewable energy sources, and support policies promoting clean energy. All that's for the planet's sakes. By the way, we all hear about electric cars. Today's news briefs tell us a story about a man stuck in his electric Tesla in the scorching Arizona heat. He had enough power in his main battery, but his 12-volt battery that runs the accessories of the car was dead. He didn't know how to get out of the car. The Tesla service center told him he needed a new 12-volt battery.
That sucks, right? This is a scary situation. Electric vehicles are great for the environment, but require some safety precautions. If you own one, you should familiarize yourself with the features and functions of your car, especially how to open the doors in case of an emergency. That man from Arizona and many others learned this the hard way. When trapped in their cars, don't let this happen to you. Learn all the safety points to know if you own an electric vehicle. Here is a quick summary of our 6th episode. It was a personal one. We dedicated this episode to Elena and others who have struggled with aging issues. We discuss many seniors' challenges, such as choosing between nursing homes, assisted living, or home care. We also discussed seniors' rights to stay and die at home if they are mentally competent. A lot of seniors are scared of going to a nursing home. They might feel like they are giving up their freedom, self-worth, and personal options. If you have to make this decision for your loved one, don't rush it. Try to involve a loved one as much as possible, as long as they can express their wishes and needs. Getting old doesn't mean losing your dignity or self-control. Listen to your loved one's opinion and emotions. Now, let us dive into today's episode. Environment Part 5. How can we help the environment with what we eat? I'll let Dr. G handle this.
Thank you, JJ. Yes, indeed, we can do that. There are many eco-friendly ways to help the planet by the way we eat. One of the most important ways to help is by choosing our food wisely. Food production is one of the primary sources of greenhouse gas emissions, water use, land use, and biodiversity loss. By choosing foods with a lower environmental footprint, we can help reduce this impact and contribute to a more sustainable future. Here are some tips on how to eat more sustainably and reduce your environmental footprint. First, eat more plant-based foods and less animal products. According to experts, animal agriculture is responsible for nearly 60% of the greenhouse gas emission from food production, and it uses much more land and water than plant-based food, as a matter of fact. A plant-based diet can also lower your risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and some cancers.
You can save the world without giving up meat completely. Just eat less meat and more veggies. How about a nice salad or a yummy avocado toast instead of a bloody steak or a boring sandwich? You will be better, and so will the earth. And don't worry about finding tasty vegan food. Most restaurants have gluten-free options that don't suck. We will also share some awesome plant-based recipes on the Podbean site and Facebook page, Gigi Forever 29 Club, so you can learn how to eat green and mean. But if you are thinking about going fully vegan or vegetarian, talk to a dietitian first.
I agree to that. Yes, you should choose organic or fair trade food when possible. Organic food is grown without synthetic pesticide, fertilizer, or genetically modified organism which can harm the environment and human health. Fair trade food ensures that farmers and workers in developing countries are paid fairly and treated ethically, and that they follow environmental standards. Buying organic or fair trade food can support sustainable farming practices and social justices. 3. Compare different types of meat and choose the ones with lower environmental impact. Not all meats have the same carbon footprint. For example, beef and lamb have much higher emission than poultry and pork, and seafood varies depending on the species and fishing method. You can use online tools or apps to compare the environmental impact of different foods and make informed choices. I emphasize this again. You don't need to become vegan or vegetarian to be more eco-friendly. Reduce your animal intake, leaning more toward the Mediterranean diet, which emphasizes plant based food and healthy fats. 4. Avoid food waste as much as possible. Food waste is a huge source of greenhouse gas emissions and a waste of land, water, and energy. About 1/3 of all global food is lost or wasted. About 8% are responsible of global emissions. You can reduce food waste by planning your meals, buying what you need, storing food properly, using leftovers creatively, and composting organic waste. Wasting food can have significant adverse effects on the environment. When disposed food in landfills, it rots and becomes a substantial source of methane, a potent greenhouse gas contributing to climate change. Food waste is the most common material landfilled and incinerated in the U.S. Reducing and preventing food waste can address climate change, increase food security, and promote resource and energy conservation.
Wow. So, folks, remember the greenhouse emissions next time you think about putting too much food on your plate and discarding it later?
Yeah. Eating more sustainably can help the environment by reducing greenhouse gas emissions, saving water and land resources, preserving biodiversity, and supporting ethical farming. You can make a positive difference for the planet and your health by making simple diet changes. It's a win-win situation. You protect the environment and your cholesterol intake and the chance of a healthier you. But don't just take our word for it. Listen to what the experts say about benefits of eating green. If you want to learn more about the environmental benefits of a plant-based diet, you can check out these resources. 1. A report by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization on the environmental impacts of food production. 2. An interactive tool by Carbon Brief that shows the climate impact of eating meat and dairy. 3. A website by Our World in Data that provides data and charts on the environmental impacts of food.
In this episode, we share some useful advice and perspectives on improving our well-being and staying young at heart. We covered two important topics: lowering our environmental impact by eating fewer animals products and how to get out of a faulty electric car reported earlier by Dr. G. We also explored how our food choices affects the planet and the climate. We discovered that animal agriculture is responsible for many greenhouse gas emissions and water use. We also found out that the food waste causes global hunger and pollution. We agreed to eat more plant-based foods and avoid wasting as much as possible. It is a simple change that can have a big impact. What are some plant-based food options? Many delicious and nutritious foods come from plants, such as fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, nuts, seeds, tofu, mushrooms, and more. You can make amazing dishes with these ingredients, such as salads, soups, stir fries, burgers, pizza, pasta, curries, taco, and more. You can also find plant-based alternatives to animal products, such as plant milk, cheese, yogurts, ice creams, meats, and eggs. You can experiment with different recipes and flavors and discover new favorites. To summarize, we learn how to live a better life and be forever 29 by making more eco-friendly and healthy food choices and being prepared for emergencies. We hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something new. Thank you for tuning in to Forever 29, the podcast where I reveal the secrets of staying healthy, happy, and green. I cannot wait to share more awesome episodes with you, full of useful tips and tricks you can use daily. Don't miss out and hop on the Forever 29 train with me as we explore the wonders of wellness and sustainability. Our next episode is Environment Part 6, How to Shop Green and Help Save the World. You want to take advantage of this one because we will tell you some tips to make your shopping habits more eco-friendly. It is happening on Sunday, August 27th. 2023. So mark your calendars and tune in for this fun and informative episode. We love hearing from you. Drop us a comment below. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform and share our podcast with your loved ones. We appreciate your support and feedback. And also visit my site on Podbean or my group page on Facebook, Gigi Forever 29 Club. Until next time, à la prochaine, hasta la próxima. Stay young, blessed and healthy. Thanks again for listening and enjoy the rest of the summer. That's all for now.
Take care, folks. Stay healthy and eat well.